The main card presents episode number 11, and today's episode is all about one woman. It's all about the longest reigning champion of any kind in the WWE in the modern era. I am talking about the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. And the reason why I'm talking about Asuka, of course, it's very well known all around the world that we will be seeing Asuka debut on the main roster at WWE TLC, I think on the 20th of October, 21st of October here in South Africa. But hey, we'll be watching in the mornings. Very glad to see the Empress come through on Monday Night Raw. But then, well, she'll be part of the Raw roster, of course, but she'll be coming through at WWE TLC. So why not just I just want to talk about what we can expect from Asuka when she's going to be debuting on the main roster. And quite honestly, when you really think about it, you don't really know what you're going to be expecting from Asuka coming through to the main roster. But what I can say is that one thing I know for a fact that we can be expecting is the streak, because before Asuka went into her match with Ember Moon at NXT TakeOver, if you remember, they started calling her undefeated streak the streak, and one would have assumed that Asuka was going to be beaten by Ember Moon, because I thought the same thing too. I wanted it to happen. I wanted Ember Moon to be the one who won. But it didn't end up happening. Asuka ended up retaining the NXT Women's Championship, and she went on to have a reign that would last for 523 days before, of course, she had to relinquish the title to seek new opportunities on the main roster. But now think about this. For the WWE to start calling it the streak, I would say it has to mean something, in the vein that I think we're going to be seeing Asuka stay undefeated for a while. And the reason why I say that is because when you think about Asuka, I think personally one of the reasons why she has remained undefeated is because when you look at her character, she's just got that character that is just very, very believable in terms of how terrifying and how scary she can be. Though she is very beautiful, she's a very beautiful woman. But then Corey Graves was one of those people who echoed it, and he said that, she has one of those very terrifying smiles, in the sense that you see a very beautiful woman in front of you, but this is someone who can very well hurt you in many ways around the ring and outside of the ring as well. So now, personally, I think what we can expect is that the streak is going to be one thing that continues. And a lot of us as fans, we know for a fact, not that we know as in we've got some insider information, but then this is just us predicting and assuming, as we always do. We know for a fact that Asuka is going to be defeating Emma at WWE TLC. I don't think Emma has a chance against Asuka, even though, one would, if you're an Emma fan, you would give her the chance that she does have an opportunity to defeat Asuka. She has an opportunity with Asuka in the ring, but defeating her is completely a different story. But I think for one, we're going to be seeing the streak carry on for a while, her undefeated streak, because she has been undefeated for 2 years being part of NXT. And it doesn't look like that's going to stop anytime soon. But are we going to be seeing her in the WWE Raw Women's Championship picture anytime soon? One would assume so, because if you would have Asuka compete against every single woman on the roster, you would think that she would beat them all. So that would make her a favorite to be in the championship picture. And in that sense, it brings up the intriguing factor of having Asuka face Alexa Bliss, which is also, I think it's a big money draw kind of match. But you also want to see Asuka face off against Sasha Banks. You also want to see Asuka face off against Nia Jax again. And because we know what happened when Asuka faced Bayley, and Bayley was the one who lost out on the NXT Women's Championship to Asuka, for Asuka to start her 523-day reign as NXT Women's Champion. So you want to be able to see her face at least those two women in Sasha Banks and Nia Jax. A lot of people want to see her face Bayley again, but personally, well, I know that, but it probably will happen. But I don't think it needs to happen. But it will happen because people will want to see it, even though the result will pretty much be the same. But I would like to see what's gonna happen between Sasha and Asuka, as well as Nia Jax and Asuka, but mostly to see what would happen between Asuka and Alexa Bliss. Should Alexa Bliss and Asuka get into the same ring against one another, which you would foresee happening because Alexa Bliss is indeed the champion. So, what can we look forward to at WWE TLC? We can look forward to like a huge pop when it comes to Asuka coming out, because it's been billed as one of those, highly anticipated debuts. But at the same time, I think we can look forward to seeing Asuka in the main event picture soon in terms of having an opportunity at the WWE Raw Women's Championship. But most of all, I think we can look forward to having the streak continue, because I don't know anyone except Ember Moon who can come close to beating Asuka at this point. And Ember Moon came the closest of all, and she didn't do it. And only other time now you're going to have Ember Moon facing Asuka is on the main roster, And whenever Amber whenever Amber gets the opportunity to go into the main roster, that will be, a sight to see. That's something that we'll have to wait and see. But when it comes to Asuka, I think she's going to run through the entire Raw Women's division, and she will be the top superstar there. She will be the top woman superstar there. And so that it's intriguing for me as to how they're going to be putting it together, as to how the WWE is going to be positioning it, as to how they're going to be, building up when it comes to Asuka while she's inside the women's division. So personally, I can't wait for it to happen, and I hope that everybody else, I know the fans around here in SA, they can't wait for Asuka to debut, and we're going to be watching it live, WWE TLC, Monday, is it Monday? No, yes, Monday morning, October 31st, no man, October 21st, we're going to be watching live on Monday morning on Supersport, of course, for WWE TLC, so that one is definitely never mind the Shield being in the main event against Cesaro, The Miz, and Sheamus, but literally we're waiting for the debut of the Empress of Tomorrow, the longest reigning WWE champion of any kind. Let me say the longest reigning WWE champion of any kind in the modern era, and that is, of course, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka.